Good evening, guys. This evening's topic B is caring for parents with compassion as they age. Okay, so we're going to go through that tonight for B, and that is the same. Question topic I have on the live chat. So it is open for people to add things to tonight's show. If someone wishes to leave me chat while we're doing the show, feel free to leave me chat while we are doing the show tonight. I want to see what people think of tonight's topic and where we need to go with another show for this, because this is an interesting one for me. I'd like everybody's feedback about doing another show for this. So with that being said, let's get going on the show. The phrase caring for parents with compassion as they age is the title and central theme of a Wesley Life article that reframes caregiving not as a burden, but as a deeply relational practice. It emphasizes that compassion is the foundation of care, balancing empathy for the parents' vulnerabilities with respect for their autonomy, while also acknowledging the emotional and physical strain caregivers often experience. The page positions caregiving as a journey of connection, dignity, and mutual growth. main themes drawn from the page. Empathy first. Caregivers are encouraged to step into the perspective of their aging parents, recognizing that fear, frustration, or grief that can accompany loss of independence. This shift in mindset fosters patience and reduces conflict. Respectful communication. The article highlights the importance of open dialogue, listening carefully, and involving parents in decisions, even small choices like what to eat or how to spend the day can preserve a dignity and agency. Honor independence. Autonomy is framed as a cornerstone of compassionate care, allowing parents to maintain control over aspects of their daily life, from clothing to room decor, reinforces their sense of identity, connection over tasks. While caregiving involves practical responsibilities, the piece reminds readers that the most meaningful care comes from shared. experiences, laughter, storytelling, and moments of uh, affection. Self-care of for caregivers. Compassion must extend to the caregiver as well. The article warns against burnout and advocates for boundaries, support networks, and respite care to sustain long-term caregiving. Practical takeaways and guidance. Use empathy tools. Use empathy as a tool. Pause before reacting. And imagine how it feels to lose independence or memory. This reframing can transform frustration into compassion. Keeps parents involved. Ask for preferences on both small and major decisions, even when health limits options. Participation preserves dignity. Bring in help when needed. Professional services, adult day programs, or home care aides can relieve stress and allow caregivers to focus on relationship building rather than consistent tasks management. Protect your energy. Set boundaries, share responsibilities with siblings or extended family, and seek out caregivers, caregiver support groups. Compassion is is sustainable only when caregivers themselves are cared for. Tone and intended audience. The article is written with a warm, uh, reassuring style for adult children who are actively caregiving or anticipating that role. It acknowledges the emotional weight of caregiving, citing uh, surveys that show high levels of stress among family caregivers while offering hopeful, actionable strategies. The tone blends realism with encouragement, aiming to empower caregivers to find meaning and resilience in the process. How you might use this content as a checklist, translate the 5 themes into daily reminders or prompt for reflection. For family meetings, use the communication and independence points to guide discussions about care plans. For for self-care planning. Adopt the article's strategies to prevent burnout and preserve the caregiver parent bond for storytelling or media projects. The themes can be reframed into scripts, podcasts, segments, or caregiver toolkits that highlight compassion as both a practice and a philosophy. This content ultimately underscores that caregiving is not just about managing decline, it's about cultivating love, respect, and shared humanity in the later chapters of family life. Explanation of the text based on the surrounding page content. The phrase caregiving for elderly parents, the complete guide is the title of a long faith-centered resource from Focus on the Family. The surrounding page content frames it as a comprehensive, spiritually grounded roadmap for adult children navigating the emotional, practical, and financial realities of supporting aging parents. The guide blends Christian theology, grief awareness, and hands-on caregiving strategies, presenting caregiving as both a sacred responsibility and a deeply human journey. And the website, folks, is focusonthefamily.com. Okay? That's a Christian resource. That's a Christian resource for caregiving materials. All right. What the page emphasizes: caregiving as a sacred, uncharted territory. The article opens by describing aging and caring for aging parents as a spiritual pilgrimage. It stresses humanity, compassion, and resilience on God and facing, unfortunately, uncertainty when facing uncertainty, illness, and emotional weight of watching parents decline. And the site is focused on thefamily.com. Okay, the emotional reality. Grief woven into caregiving. The guide reframes grief directly, grief for who parents used to be, grief for their suffering, grief for the slow loss of memory, strength, and identity. It validates the caregiver's sorrow and encourages expressing love now, not only after death. Scripture as comfort and orientation. Big biblical passages are used to frame suffering, resilience, and compassion. The guide encourages caregivers to draw strength from Scripture and from the example of Christ, no, own suffering and empathy. Family dynamics and teamwork. A major theme is the importance of siblings working together. The article uses a story of three sisters, each living at different distances, to illustrate how caregiving roles differ but remain equally valuable. Practical caregiving guidance. The complete guide includes concrete suggestions for daily tasks, groceries, prescriptions, appointments, emotional support, meals together, letters, calls, communication, text, threads, FaceTime, Facebook, home safety and repairs, caregiving from a distance. The page offers a the page offers creative ways to stay connected when geography makes hands-on care difficult. Care. Packages personalized gifts, technology, and intentional communication. Financial considerations. The guide acknowledges the wide range of financial scenarios, from independent parents to those needing assisted living or memory care, and encourages early, honest conversations about money, wills, and long term planning. Christian call to serve. The article ends by widening the lens. Caring for elderly parents as is part of a broader Christian calling to serve widows, widowers, and elders in the community. It encourages availability, patience, and small acts of kindness as as expressions of faith. In essence, the text, Caregiving for Elderly Parents, the complete guide, signals a resource that is emotionally honest about grief and loss. Practical about daily caregiving tasks, spiritually grounded in Christian teachings. faith-oriented, urging teamwork and communication, holistic, addressing emotional, logistical, and financial dimensions. It positions caregiving not just as a duty, but an act of love, faith, and a legacy. Okay, guys, that is B for you. I'm going to take a little break and I'll be back on with C and maybe a D later. For now, Gator Wellness, take care, folks.